Welcome back to this, what'll be the second to last episode of a Let's Play of Storm of Zehir. Trying to put the ending and this scene into one video. It works by time, but my recording software doesn't handle it very well, so I'm going to make it two separate videos. In this case, I've already buffed up a little bit. The first time I tried it, it was maybe a little too much of an execution rather than a fight, so I'll try not to buff up quite as much. But I'm still going to cast Haste and Recitation and, a couple of these spells. I mean, I've got all of them. I may as well use them. I'm just not going to summon an entire army of minions on top of... Alright, let's do this. So, more or less, Zehir is chewing out Hierophant and Satha for failing to kill us. And he promises to do something about it, and, well, that wasn't much of a conversation. So, let's try and get rid of some of these enemies in large numbers very rapidly. Like a lot of these final fights for the Neverwinter Nights series of games, there are little supporting guys on the side you have to kill. And that deals with all the little supporting guys. Pretty much all we got left is the Herald. So I'm going to pummel him with Greater Missile Storm. And we are kind of taking a beating. So I'm going to have everybody find a way to heal up. She'll use a heal spell. He'll cast Greater Restoration on himself. And let's not die, because that would be embarrassing. And I'll have her use... well, I'll have her use medkits. She's got the skills. Except now she's using a medkit on the... Now, when I first played this game, it had the... you weren't able to use stones of... what are they called? Stones of Alarm to rest in dangerous areas. And, well, more or less you made it your way through the final battle by the fact that you just spam scrolls at him rather than real spells. And there are a couple of enemies still left, but we got rid of the major one, which is the... and there's Hierophant and Satha as well, and it's just Serpent Lord Li Shai here. And since he's a mage type, we'll pull out this scroll of Mordenkainen's Disjunction. And, oops, without his buffs he basically dies instantly. And that's the end of it. The Herald has this sword, Fang of Zehir, which is a falchion. And it's actually a very good weapon. I mean, it does divine damage, which is an excellent damage bonus type. It's keen, it has a higher enhancement bonus than I can cast, and it does poison. The only quirk is the game is over. There's only one more enemy you could really use it on, unless you were just going to wander around after the game was over. And so it's sort of pointless. Anyway, when you come to this door, which is helpfully marked to Overland map, you have some options. You can immediately retire here. You can go talk to Sasani, or you can just walk out onto the overland map and go back to Sasani manually. If you hadn't done Zecorian's domain yet, you'd probably want to exit to the overland map. I'm just going to go back to Sasani at the Viper Temple. And basically Sasani says, "You win!" And we point out there's still one set of Yuan-Ti left. You know. And yeah, and she says blah blah blah. You know, it's more or less you're evil. It's your heritage. It's not your heritage. It's your methods. It's more or less you manipulated me, and I'm unhappy about it. And we'll basically. She tries to weasel out of it, and she promises not to harm anyone. Well, isn't that nice? So I'm just going to say farewell here, and she disappears. And that's the end of this episode. The next episode will be the ending proper.